Good YouTube, everybody. Thanks for and visiting the channel. What we're going to talk about is some Mortal Kombat 2 figures from Storm Collectibles. Just wanted to do a throwback review because, man, we don't see a lot of figures get made like this still, unless they're real pricey in different companies. But Storm Collectibles, they never fail on what they do. I mean, you look at these figures, you get many accessories, multiple accessories with their stuff. I mean, the piece count is crazy. And then when you look at the paint ops of their figures, I mean, they never fail. I mean, the hand painted detail on each and every figure is amazing. And then the sculpting is something they just do well when they do their product. When they want to make a figure, they make sure it's like the character, and they make sure it's very articulate. The articulation never fails on a Mortal Kombat figure from Storm Collectibles. They knock it out the park every time. And, you know, I just want to show you some Mortal Kombat 2 figures, you know, with Kung Lao, SubZero, Raiden, Baraka, and of course KINTARO himself. And there's a few more that I'm not showing, but I just wanted to show you these guys. And just look how great they move, and look at the paint offs of them, and they're very old. And if you do have some of these figures, you need to put them up and keep them safe, because these guys are really high in price, and it just keeps increasing. Just for you to get a hands on a SubZero, you're gonna pay at least $300 to $400 to $500 just for him alone. And when you're looking at figures like KINTARO here, when they get older, because if you look at Goro can range from $500 to $1,000 alone. It's just crazy. These figures are great, and they got great value. Let's show you how Raiden. I'm loving Raiden because there's nothing wrong with him. He looks exactly like he does in Mortal Kombat 2. His gi, color, all that stuff is the same as he is in Mortal Kombat 2. He has interchangeable heads. He's got multiple hands. I mean, his stances are correct. I mean, the limitations are nothing, because with Storm Collectibles, you can do multiple poses, and the balancing is great. So when you're making your stances with stuff, and you're like a one-legged kick or whatnot, and you're letting it stand, I mean, it stands very well. The balance of these figures were made correctly. I don't know how they do it, but when they're doing their tooling of the figure, they take tooling to a higher level, because they know how much they're spending on their tooling parts. So when they're molding these figures, they are not messing around. But Raiden, great character. You get, like I said, multiple heads. You're getting lightning effects. You're getting multiple hands and whatnot. And you're also getting a fatality thing with this guy. I know you've seen this in videos before. That's why it's a throwback for me. Just wanted to show you that. Okay, let's go on to the next guy. Looking at Rain. Rain is part of that ninja. And you know, Rain is a great character. Love the water flow. He has, like I said, multiple hands, multiple moves, water, whatnot. And then his character, of course, comes with so much articulation. I mean, what they use here with the ball and joints and the flies, they make it limitless. Even though he got his gi here, but they knew they had to make this not quite, you know, soft goods. It looks like soft goods here, but it's not soft goods. But it's so PBS that it's gonna be enough for you to lift your arms high. And like I said, Storm Collectibles is not gonna play around when it comes to that. So their articulations are great. Let's see, there it is. There's that ball and socket. You just stick it in very nicely, and they always have something covering the parts of the figure, so you don't see a lot of gaps and holes. So they did that very well. Their crunching abilities are great. I mean, their paint ops is always on point with the figure. When it comes to the eyes, when it comes to the mask, and it comes to the suits, they make sure they put the detail into each figure. That's why they're moving in price. I'm telling you now, you need to get your hands on these guys, these Mortal Kombat figures that were made in the past, and get your hands on them and get them in good condition and leave them alone, because they are increasing in price. Okay, SubZero's next. I've had SubZero for quite a while. Awesome character. Like I said, articulation, there's nothing wrong with it. And the balancing, because you can balance this figure any way you want. Flat surface, you can have him kicking, doing whatnot, and he's not going to fall over 100 times, just like you see with other figures. You know what I mean. They all have the same articulation. The POAs are all the same. And of course, that their paint ops are all the same, as well as the sculpting when they're doing the, what do you call it? When they're doing the tooling of the figure. It looks like they're spending the money and they're doing the right work. I mean, because look at SubZero. This is an old figure, and it still looks great. And you could tell that it could do more things. I mean, look at the face mask. Look at the detail painting. When they did that hand paint, after the tooling was done, and then they got the sculpt out, sculpted it up, did what they needed to do, and then painted. Because look at the eyes. Look at the transition to the mask. All that paint work is amazing. I'm telling you, that is just great. And like I said, articulation is it. You got your battle damage on his knees there. I mean, this is good. These characters were made good. I hope they continue to make characters like this before they start rushing stuff out. But there you have it. Okay, so we got Baraka next. He's very old. They have many versions of him by McFarlane. But this guy, I love it. Multiple accessories, of course. A big piece count. And then he has blades that retract in to have smaller blades so he can use his fist to fight. But for the most part, this guy, very articulate. Looks good. It looks just like the video game Mortal Kombat 2. Exactly like him. Same gi. And I'm telling you, the great paint work on that. Very nice. Soft plastic. There you go. Just really soft plastic. There is no, I haven't seen any Mortal Kombat figure from Storm Collectibles that have any soft goods. But there you go. I mean, his blades are perfect. They look exactly like they do in the game. I mean, look at that. That is nice. Baraka's one of my favorite characters anyway, next to Wolverine and Melina. And you know what's funny? They have not made Melina the correct way. They haven't made Melina yet, which I don't know why, because she is an awesome character. Okay, let's go to Kung Lao. We know Kung Lao looking good in the back. Kung Lao is great. He's a good character. He's got funny moves, great moves. His fatalities are extra nasty. He does many things with those, but like I said, articulation is everything. In these characters, there's no limitations. You got your crunches and everything. Your out, your legs, everything moves. Your legs can go up high. You can go higher if you want. They balance. They stand up. There's nothing really gonna limit you on that. Pivot in the toe. You know, hat comes off. Change your hat. Where you're throwing a hat. I mean, accessories are unlimited. But Kung Lao, he looks very good. I mean, just look at that. Look at the sculpt on these figures. Making them look like the game. Then you have the great paint ops on it. I mean, these people work on this paint hand by hand, and they do well. Nice, right? He looks good. Now let's go for KINTARO. We know KINTARO was the big guy. It's a lot of money made for him. Trying to get a new tooling made for him and then make them. So that had to be something in itself. So that's why your figures come up a little higher. Because they gotta melt that plastic in the molten and then dip it in, get that tooling ready, so it can be sculpted. And there you have it. I mean, this guy, he's probably one of my favorite so far. I know we had Goro and whatnot, but just the way KINTARO was sitting, I'm loving it because he looks, he just looks good. No soft goods, just soft PVS plastic. There is no soft goods with this. This is not soft goods either. His belt is not soft goods. It's all soft plastic, right? I mean, look at the paint ops on that. I mean, look at that. You can't beat that. When they made this mold and they sculpted him, especially with his face, I mean, he has multiple faces, and that is great. Also, he has the fire that he breathes out. I mean, this is good. Look at that. I mean, look at the paint on that. And we know the articulation. He's got 4 arms, and each of his arms, crazy articulation. I like it. And just wanted to show you that these figures are going fast, and they're not made, probably not making some of them anymore. So get your hands on them if you can. Just wanted to show you that these are some great figures you need to find. And if not, I'll try to leave some links on the bottom for you to check out, where you can check out and get them. But I'm telling you, they're high priced, and you want to get your hands on them. That's it for that.